Hello everybody, Eran Koren here. I would like to invite you all to the upcoming advanced PLSQL training we're going to have here at NICE University, and also show you a small demo of using some of the features we're going to go over in the course. A small introduction: PLSQL is Oracle's procedural language. You can use it to develop procedures, functions, triggers and packages in the database itself. The course here, about the course, we're going to learn about the variety of tools, advanced technique for efficient procedural code. Okay, if we take a look at the syllabus here, we're going to go into tuning and design consideration, using cursors efficiently, using returning and bulk binding, using dynamic SQL, composite data types, etc. Lots of new features available since Oracle 11G and 12C. Great features, very useful. We're going to go over, of course, lots of tips, tricks, and real-world examples so you can learn from. Just a small example here. Let's take this piece of code. I have a procedure here which doesn't perform very good. I can see when I execute it, it takes 3 seconds to complete. Now let's take a look at the procedure and see if there's anything we can do to make it run faster. So basically it's a very simple procedure. We have a condition, we have an insert, and we have a select, a query. This is it. Now let's see. First of all, I can see here that the select is trying to figure out about the sequence used in the insert. Many times after a DML operation, such as an insert or an update or even a delete, you want to query and find out something about the data that was affected. In this case, about the sequence that was generated. So we're doing a select with a where condition to see about the new row that was affected. But you never have to do a query after a DML statement because you can use the returning clause. Returning clause will return all the rows that were affected from the DML statement, the columns you choose. For example, here I can tell him, please, the sequence ID that was generated, please return it into my out parameter, so I don't need to do another select. And another select is another SQL statement. It has to go to the table and find the row. It may use an index, it may do a full scan. Many times this is a huge performance penalty. So returning, very useful. Now let's see if this reduced the execution time. And I can see now we're done from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. Okay. And also the code is more simple and more elegant. Next, let's take a look at the condition here. There is a function to see if the product needs to be tracked. If this equals money needs to be tracked, or if it's product ID below 5, then it's always tracked. But when you place conditions inside PLSQL code, always put the heaviest condition last. I can start with this one. Please check if it's below 5, or this is a function. Usually it's much heavier. If he sees that this is actually correct, so it doesn't have to go on and evaluate the rest of the condition, and this can reduce performance. This can eliminate having to execute this function. In this case, the function is quite heavy. So just by switching the conditions, I can see I reduced another second, because now he doesn't have to activate this function here because the value was below 5, meaning it always has to be tracked. Now, anything else I can do here? Actually, yes. This function, product tracked, it gets a product ID and returns if it is tracked or not. One meaning it is tracked. Now, this is quite static. Okay, I'm executing this a few times, maybe for the same product. Usually I will get the same result. I can go to the function, which I have the code here, and simply add result cache. The result cache means it tells Oracle, please store the result of the function. Remember that if you executed this function for product number 4, remember the result. And if anything in the underlying tables will change, he will refresh it on the next execution. meaning he does not have to re-execute the function every time, only when the data actually changes. So first execution, it still takes about a second, but subsequent executions, note the time. We're down to 0.007 seconds, starting from 3 seconds. So this is just a small taste. Of course, we're going to go into everything in more depth, into the returning clause, into using the result cache hint, exactly what it does, how to use it efficiently, but just a small taste of how just a little bit of extra knowledge in PLSQL can go a long way. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you all. Look up the course in the website, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.